Most people who are reading this drink water every single day and genuinely believe they are doing something good for their body. And honestly, they are right. Water is essential. Water keeps you alive. But here is something that very few people talk about, and something that your doctor may have never mentioned to you directly. There is a specific way that millions of people drink water, especially people over 50, that is quietly putting enormous pressure on their kidneys. Not drinking too little, not drinking dirty water, just drinking water the wrong way, at the wrong time, in the wrong amount, without even knowing it. And the truly frightening part is that the damage does not always show up right away. It builds silently, over weeks and months, until one day your body sends you a signal you cannot ignore. I am Dr. Ronald, and today I want to have a very honest, very calm conversation with you about something that could genuinely protect your kidney health for years to come. Before we go any further, if you are someone who wants to stay strong, healthy, and independent as you get older, please take 1 second and type the word "yes" in the comments below. It tells me you are here, it helps this video reach more people who need it, and if you have not already, please subscribe and give this video a like. It takes 2 seconds, and it truly makes a difference. Now let us get into this together. Your kidneys are two of the most hardworking organs in your entire body. They sit quietly on either side of your lower back, about the size of your fist, and every single minute of every single day they filter your blood. Every minute. They remove waste, they balance your fluids, they regulate your blood pressure, they control your electrolytes, and they even help produce hormones that keep your bones strong and your red blood cells healthy. They do all of this without ever asking for anything in return. They just keep working, silently and faithfully, for decades. But here's the thing about kidneys that most people do not fully understand. They are not unlimited in what they can handle. They have a processing capacity. And when you push beyond that capacity, repeatedly, over time, things start to go wrong in ways that are very hard to reverse. The question is, are you unknowingly pushing them past their limit right now? Let me tell you about a man I will call Harold. Harold was 71 years old, retired, and genuinely health conscious. He read articles about staying healthy. He went for short walks. He watched what he ate. And one summer, he read something that said most people are dehydrated without knowing it. So Harold decided he was going to fix that. He started drinking water aggressively. Big glasses first thing in the morning, large bottles throughout the day. He would down a full liter before his meals. He was proud of himself. He felt like he was finally doing something right. But within a few weeks, Harold started noticing something strange. He felt tired in a way that sleep did not fix. He had a mild but persistent headache that just would not go away. He felt a little nauseous in the mornings. His hands and feet looked slightly puffy. He chalked it all up to age. He thought, maybe this is just how 70 feels. But it was not age. What was happening inside Harold's body was something called dilutional hyponatremia. His kidneys were being overwhelmed by the sheer volume of water coming in, and the sodium levels in his blood were dropping dangerously low. Sodium is not just a mineral, it is an electrical signal that your nerves and muscles depend on to function. When it drops too fast, your brain swells, your energy collapses, and in serious cases, it can become life-threatening. Harold's story is not unusual. It is more common than most people realize, especially in older adults. Now I want to pause here and ask you something. Have you ever had a day where you decided to really hydrate yourself and drank large amounts of water in a short period of time? If you have, you are not alone. And you may not have felt any immediate effects, but your kidneys felt it. And I will explain exactly why in just a moment. First, let us talk about the biggest misunderstanding around water and health. The idea that more water always equals better health is one of the most widely spread pieces of health advice that is only partially true. Yes, staying hydrated is critically important. Yes, most older adults are mildly dehydrated without knowing it. But the method of hydration, the timing, the amount consumed at once, and the balance of minerals in your body, these things matter enormously. And when they go wrong, the consequences fall squarely on your kidneys. Here is a simple way to think about it. Imagine your kidneys as a water treatment facility for a medium-sized town. That facility can process a certain amount of water per hour, efficiently and safely. Now imagine someone suddenly diverts 3 times the normal volume of water into that facility all at once. The machines do not break immediately, but they strain. they work harder than they should. Over time, if that flooding keeps happening, the infrastructure weakens. Filters wear out faster. The quality of the processing declines. And eventually, the system starts to fail. That is what happens inside your kidneys when you drink too much water too quickly, or when you drink large amounts without the right balance of electrolytes. Your kidneys can only process about 800 milliliters to 1 liter of water per hour. That is roughly 3 to 4 cups. When you drink more than that in a short window, your kidneys cannot keep up. The excess water dilutes your blood. Your sodium drops. Your cells begin to swell with fluid, and your kidneys have to work in emergency mode just to keep things balanced. But overhydration is only one piece of this story. There is something else happening that is even more overlooked. Many people over 50 drink water in a pattern that is quietly creating a cycle of kidney stress every single day. They wake up, they drink nothing for the first hour or two because they are not thirsty. Then, when they remember to hydrate, they drink a large amount all at once to make up for it. Then they go hours again without anything. Then they drink another large amount. This pattern, this flooding and drought cycle, is genuinely one of the worst things you can do for your kidney health over time. Your kidneys do not like extremes. They function best when fluid comes in slowly and steadily, giving them the time and space they need to filter, balance, and regulate without being rushed. There is also the issue of what most people drink alongside their water, or instead of it. Caffeinated beverages like coffee and tea act as mild diuretics. They cause your kidneys to pull more fluid out of your blood and send it to your bladder. This means that if you are drinking several cups of coffee without replacing that fluid appropriately, you are actually putting your kidneys into a mild dehydration stress repeatedly throughout the day. And then when you do drink water to compensate, you often drink too much too fast, starting the flooding cycle all over again. Now let me tell you about a woman I will call Margaret. She was 67, active, and sharp-minded. She had a habit of drinking 2 large glasses of water the moment she woke up. She had heard somewhere that this was good for you, that it cleaned out the kidneys in the morning. And honestly, the idea sounds reasonable on the surface. But Margaret had slightly reduced kidney function, which is extremely common in people her age and often goes undetected. Her kidneys were not working at full capacity, and flooding them with a large volume of water first thing in the morning, before she had eaten anything, before her body had woken up and stabilized, was actually stressing her system rather than helping it. She never connected her morning grogginess, her occasional nausea after breakfast, and her persistent lower back discomfort to her water habits. It took a kidney health panel at her annual checkup to show that her kidney function had been quietly declining. Not dramatically, not enough to alarm anyone yet, but the trend was heading in the wrong direction. Stories like Margaret's are why I wanted to make this video today, because the damage is slow, the symptoms are easy to dismiss, and the habit causing the problem seems so harmless, even virtuous, that no one questions it. So what are the signs that your kidneys may already be under stress? I want you to take note of these carefully. Persistent fatigue that does not improve with rest. Swelling in your ankles, feet, or around your eyes, especially in the morning. Changes in how often you urinate, either much more or much less than usual. Urine that is consistently very pale and almost colorless, or on the other end, urine that is dark and concentrated even when you are drinking regularly. Mild but recurring lower back or flank pain. Brain fog or difficulty concentrating. Mild nausea, especially in the morning, and a general sense of puffiness or heaviness in your body that you cannot quite explain. None of these on their own confirm kidney trouble, but if you are experiencing several of them together, and especially if you have a history of high blood pressure, diabetes, or you are over the age of 60, these are signals worth taking seriously. And here is something I want you to hold in your mind for the rest of this video. Kidney disease in its early stages is largely silent. There is no pain, no obvious sign, nothing that makes you stop and think something is wrong. Your kidneys can lose up to 40% of their function before you notice anything significant. That is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to wake you up gently, because early awareness and small changes in daily habits can make an enormous difference in protecting what function you still have. Let me also talk about electrolytes for a moment, because this is where the science becomes truly important and where most people have a significant gap in their understanding. Electrolytes are minerals dissolved in your blood and body fluids that carry electrical charges. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. These are not just nutrients. They are the electrical language your body uses to regulate heartbeats, muscle contractions, nerve signals, and fluid balance. Your kidneys are the primary managers of your electrolyte levels. They constantly monitor your blood and adjust what gets kept and what gets expelled through urine. When you drink large amounts of plain water rapidly, you dilute these electrolytes. Your sodium levels drop. Your kidneys go into urgent correction mode. Over time, this chronic dilution and correction cycle taxes the kidney cells themselves. Research published through institutions like the National Institutes of Health has shown that this kind of electrolyte disruption is particularly dangerous in older adults, whose kidneys are already operating with reduced efficiency due to natural changes that happen as we get older. What can help is something beautifully simple. Adding a small pinch of mineral-rich salt or natural electrolyte sources like a slice of lemon, a small piece of fruit, or a banana to your water intake throughout the day can help your body absorb and use water more efficiently. This does not mean loading up on sodium if you have blood pressure concerns. It means giving your body a small mineral signal that helps it regulate fluid absorption, rather than flooding the bloodstream with plain water your kidneys then have to desperately balance. Now let me introduce you to one more person before we talk about what you can do differently starting today. His name for our purposes is James. James was 64, a former school teacher, and someone who had always been careful about his health. He had been told by his doctor to increase his water intake because his blood pressure medications were putting some strain on his kidneys. So James did what James always did. He took the advice seriously and went all in. He began drinking 2 liters of water in the first half of his day, before noon, because he wanted to get it done and not have to think about it for the rest of the day. His blood pressure actually worsened slightly. His ankles began to swell. He felt more tired, not less. And when he went back to his doctor confused and frustrated, a more detailed conversation revealed what had gone wrong. It was not the amount of water. It was the timing and the speed. Drinking that much fluid in such a short window was counterproductive. His kidneys could not keep up. The excess fluid was accumulating rather than being processed. And the sodium disruption was actually contributing to the blood pressure issue rather than easing it. James adjusted his approach. He spread his water intake across the full day in small, steady amounts. He added some mineral-rich foods to his diet. He reduced his large morning doses of coffee and replaced 1 cup with warm herbal tea. Within weeks, the swelling improved. His energy came back. His next kidney panel showed stabilization. It was not a miracle. It was just working with his body instead of against it. So what does this look like practically for you? The goal is not to drink less water. The goal is to drink water in a way that your kidneys can actually use and appreciate. Aim to drink water in small, regular amounts throughout the day, rather than large quantities at once. A general guideline for most older adults is somewhere between 1.5 to 2 liters of total fluid per day. But this includes what you get from food, soups, herbal teas, and other beverages. You do not need to force yourself to drink beyond thirst unless you are in hot weather or have been physically active. Your thirst mechanism, while slightly less reliable in older age, is still a reasonable guide most of the time. Start your morning gently. A single cup of warm water with a small squeeze of lemon is a kind and supportive way to ease your kidneys into the day. Do not flood them immediately upon waking. Spread your intake. A small glass every hour or so is far more kidney-friendly than 3 large glasses in a short window. Watch your urine color. Pale yellow is what you want. Clear and colorless means you may be overdoing it. Dark yellow or amber means you need a bit more. That is your free built-in hydration monitor, and it is surprisingly accurate. If you drink coffee or tea, for every cup of caffeine, add a small amount of extra water later in the day, not immediately, just to compensate gradually for the fluid your kidneys will lose. And consider including potassium-rich foods in your daily meals. Bananas, sweet potatoes, avocados, and leafy greens all support healthy kidney and electrolyte function in a way that plain water simply cannot. And please, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, or any existing kidney concerns, speak with your doctor before making significant changes to your fluid intake. These are general principles that research supports, but your specific situation may require specific guidance. I want to leave you with something important. Your kidneys have been working for you every single minute of your life. They have filtered millions of liters of blood without complaint. They deserve to be treated with a little more thoughtfulness than most of us have been giving them. The good news, and there is real good news here, is that early habits matter. Protecting your kidneys does not require expensive treatments or complicated routines. It requires awareness. It requires small, consistent changes. And it requires the kind of patient, steady self-care that you are clearly already interested in because you are here, watching this, learning. If this video helped you see something you did not see before, please share it with someone you care about, a family member, a friend, a neighbor who is always talking about drinking more water. This information could genuinely help protect them. And if you want to stay on top of your health in a way that is practical and human and never overwhelming, subscribe to this channel because that is exactly what we are here to do together. You are not too old to improve. You are not too late to protect what you have. The kidney that is resting in your body right now is still doing its job, still fighting for you, still filtering every mistake and every blessing that passes through your blood. Give it the kindness of a little more awareness. Drink steadily, drink mindfully, and keep your electrolytes in mind. And stay curious, because in our next video, we are going to talk about something that happens inside your kidneys and your heart simultaneously. Something most doctors never connect for their patients, that could change how you think about your morning routine forever. The information shared in this video is based on trusted medical knowledge and current research. Sources include the World Health Organization, National Institutes of Health, Mayo Clinic, Harvard Medical School, Cleveland Clinic.